movement, knew the goals weren't moving, had no idea where they were, but he knows they ain't moving anywhere. And this is a great strike into the bottom corner. Just watch the way he just swivels. Great power, and absolutely no chance for Meninga. The way he gets turns, hits it, that's a great strike. What a start for not only Chelsea, but for the new manager.
Brilliant goal. Mark Hughes, who came on as a substitute, you may remember, in the first leg, and scored then to give Chelsea hope in a match in which they were swamped for long periods by Arsenal and got away with it really with a 2-1 scoreline. And now it's Hughes who restores equality to the aggregate scoreline. 2-2 now over the two legs. Vialli tries a shot, and suddenly Chelsea have got a real spring in their step now, and the crowd believing they can overturn Arsenal here. Di Matteo. Hughes is there again. Try to feed it through to the Italian. Arsenal break with Bergkamp. Post. Chelsea get away with it. Zola. Vialli. Crowd enjoyed that. Good football by Chelsea. Began with good defending. Now good movement. Crisp passing. Keeping possession well. Petrescu. Challenge from behind will surely lead to a Chelsea free kick. And it might even be yet another caution. No, I think this time Winterburn might have got away. To trot forward, being very closely marked by Dewberry. Easy catch for Ed Dohoy. Lovely little touch there, and the back heeler by Zola. If Hughes could have released Petrescu, that would have been glorious stuff. Free kick.
What a pity. Well, I have to agree with you, Alan. I think you think of the two things, the two offences he's committed, and this lad's been sent off. I think it's very harsh. I didn't think it should have been booked first half. But having been so, I mean, Lasso just trips him, and he does trip him. It's a deliberate trip. But I don't think that the punishment fits the crime here.
Well, again, technically the referee will say he was fully entitled to do what he did, but in the spirit of the game,
that was more a booking, Alan, than the first one. What I'm saying, I don't think the punishment fits the crime.
Here.
I mean, but that's what happens when referees bandy yellow cards about willy-nilly for no reason in the first half, is they make rods for their own backs sometimes.
Vieira dismissed for the second time this season, reluctant to go and make it. Oh, by Di Matteo!
What an unbelievable strike. This is just unsavable. Absolutely unsavable. Chelsea furious that a free kick wasn't given on the touchline. The referee lets it go. And what a strike. David Platt looking for a free kick here, but he unleashes that with such venom. Pace, accuracy. Oh, you just don't save that. You have two goalkeepers in there, you don't save it. What a couple of minutes it's been for Chelsea.
Well, the man whose goal, of course, made Wembley history in the FA Cup final last season after 43 seconds, the fastest ever in an FA Cup final, might just have scored the goal that will send his team back to the famous stadium again. Zola with the corner, whipped in towards Vialli on the near post. Arsenal get it away with some difficulty. Petrescu!
Well, I said they had to clear their heads, they had to dig in and not lose a third. But that's exactly what they've done. And again, this is a goal of real quality. He could have lashed that, but he just took it down. Twice he's kidded them on. And what a stunning finish. He just kids him on once, kids David Platt on again. And again, I feel sorry for Meninga in goal. He's had absolutely no chance, Alan, with anything that's gone past him tonight. 3 unstoppable shots he's had to deal with.
Well, the match may not have been a classic so far. It may not have provided that much quality, but we have seen 3 goals out of the top draw. Oh, for Arsenal this. My word, what a tie we'd have if they could get a goal back here. Chelsea aware of the danger. They get that wall in position. Bergkamp lifts it forward, and Grimondi had an opportunity there to make a header goalwards.
Well, I think a centre-forward scores here, because he gets in front of Dubry, and he doesn't attack it enough for me. He doesn't really drive at it, throw himself at it, saying, I'm going to score and bring us back in the game. I think
Vialli by Anelka, and Adams did really well for Arsenal there, and there was a little bit of an incident between the two. Adams clearly not impressed with Vialli's role, shall we say, in that.
Well, he's given a free kick to Arsenal. This is exactly the same situation that happened at Blackburn and West Ham at the weekend. It's a carbon copy of people running with arms swinging. I mean, that's theatrical, I have to say. He does catch him, but I think that's very much like Kevin Gallagher's. I think it's theatrical. If people are putting their arms out, I think that's theatrical, and he's certainly got nowhere near his jaw that he's holding.
And Tony Adams, almost inevitably, is one of those players on a yellow card.
I thought he might have gone on his own, Zola. I think Mark Hughes made a run, made it early, was always going to be offside. This one that had Zola seen that, would have just gone on his own.
Now, they were just over-elaborate a little bit there, Arsenal. They've still got possession, though, and they know it's a corner.
I think we're just a little unlucky. It felt to Tony Adams. I think for a faulty Dennis Bergkamp, it might have been a different result.
Brilliant header away by Dubry. Threatening again, but the master, Mark Hughes.
Yeah, would you believe it? They've had a shot on target they haven't scored with. Dubry goes to ground in the tackle. They're not very happy, Chelsea, and then Bergkamp thinks he's just going to drag it away. And does he protect with his hand? I think that might be harsh, you know. Couldn't quite see when his body's covering the ball.
But a penalty it is, and totally against the odds. Dennis Bergkamp has the opportunity to give Arsenal a little glimmer of hope. Takes it with his customary aplomb.
Well, it wasn't right in the corner, I have to say. I thought for a moment Ed De Hoy got across to save this. I guess it's the right way. I'm not so sure, does it go under his body? Certainly not right in the corner. No, just under his left arm. But it's giving Arsenal that little lifeline. Suddenly the adrenaline's flowing now, Alan, I'll tell you. Suddenly it's Arsenal who are pumped up. And suddenly it might just be Chelsea now who are just a touch worried.
On aggregate here. De Hoy in the middle of a group of players somehow got a fist to the ball. Zola. However, the clearance has given Chelsea a welcome throw. And your vote for tonight's man of the match, Gianluca Vialli. The new Chelsea player-manager could be celebrating that award, and more significantly, a place at Wembley very soon. In fact, could this be the goal that finishes it? Meninga with a good save.
Yeah, it was a good save as well.
Stoppage time have been played. Can Arsenal still snatch that last goal that would send this match into extra time? They've got a throw. It might be the last throw of the dice. Hurled into the near post. Chelsea defend it well. But Arsenal still have possession with Grimondi. Pumps it back in again. And a problem there for Dubry, who looked as though he was being held, and indeed, that's the referee's decision. Free kick to Chelsea. Mark Hughes. Newton well placed on the near post. He almost picked him out. Platt's clearance, Chelsea's corner, and that might just be enough to run the clock down to the finish.
No, we don't.
The new era of Gianluca Vialli at Stamford Bridge has begun astonishingly with a place at Wembley, earned in his very first game in charge, and earned as a result of a dramatic few minutes at the start of the second half, which saw Arsenal reduced to 10 men and Chelsea add 2 stunning goals to the one scored by Mark Hughes early in the first half, which set them on the way to this famous victory, a victory I'm sure that will long be remembered. And Chelsea are going back to Wembley. Disappointment for Arsenal, who made a game of it with that late Dennis Bergkamp penalty. And Arsenal will surely look back over the 2 legs of this semi-final and wonder how they lost it at Highbury. Because that was a match that they should have won comfortably. They didn't. They allowed Chelsea to get that goal back thanks to Mark Hughes, and that changed the picture. 10 yellow cards, an unnecessarily high total in my view, plus a red card. But that'll all be forgotten by the Chelsea players tonight, because Luca Vialli has guided them to Wembley. Talk about an instant hero.
Branca, even though Brian Robson had previously